What is going on YouTube? Hidden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically, the past couple of videos, we were tracking a very interesting downtrend within Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies. And just recently, I decided to switch it up. I know a lot of you guys got slightly confused with the numbers that I had put on, which was, 2 days left, 1 day left. In regards to that, I was mainly referencing, and it was fairly similar to this movement right here. About 2 days left was this candle right here, or sorry, 1 day left was about right at this point, and that's pretty much what I was referencing. It was this area to discuss. This small area was what I was referencing in regards to shorting the market, and we actually did make a fairly big play off of this general movement. Mainly, I was referencing in those videos the fact that we were up at a big resistance on Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies, and the countdown was starting to see this drop here. That's what I was referring to, and we actually did manage to complete a lot of trades. Actually, I shorted the market. A lot of people on my Patreon shorted the market from this drop here, but now I am starting to do a reversal, a 10 days left period, which I think the market will actually be bullish, filling in the gap, and then will start the bearish break to the downside. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can just DM me over there. Ask your questions, whether it's related to cryptocurrency, the market, the stock market, anything of the sort. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, so before we jump into today's episode, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, BitAmp. For those of you that don't know what BitAmp is, definitely make sure to stick around to watch this, because it's actually a pretty cool website and a pretty cool project that just came to light. I am on their website really quickly, but before I jump into their website and show you guys kind of how to set it up and what it is, I wanted to show you, obviously, the Crypto Slate website has actually made an article in regards to BitAmp, and as you can clearly see, BitAmp launches an open source Bitcoin wallet. What exactly that means is it is an easy to use client-side open source Bitcoin wallet to send and receive Bitcoin anywhere and on any device. And they're actually going to be integrating some other very cool features to their program very, very, very soon. So as you can clearly see, one can log in with their seed and private key, or create a new wallet by recording a 12-word seed on the company's website. So BitAmp's technology, as you can see, it's very open source, client-side, as we discussed, and it clearly says it is a web-based wallet permitting users to access their Bitcoin without running a full node or downloading any software or apps. So unlike some other wallets that I've used in the past, you don't actually have to download it to your hard drive. It is online. So that does come with some other conveniences. It's a little bit easier to use if you get rid of your laptop, if your laptop breaks. This is going to be always online, so it's a little bit easier to access for some people. And if you have cryptocurrency that you don't want to store on, on a ledger or something like that, this is much easier to access and use. Definitely check it out, and it is, once again, very safe and easy to use. So BitAmp is building using the latest technology and security practices available. User seed, private keys are never transmitted, stored, or saved, leaving users in full control over their Bitcoin as long as you write it down. That is the major key, guys. BitAmp also has some future developments, and that's the really cool thing. Currently in English, the team will approach expansion into a global mindset. The BitAmp team believes that Bitcoin does not have borders and will motivate the company's future translation into, other, languages: German, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, which obviously I'm sure some of you speak as well. Also, as Bitcoin's open source nature allows any community member to independently verify and comment on the company's source code in GitHub, which is also a pretty cool, thing to basically give the website feedback as to what exactly they have. So it's definitely a pretty cool thing that they're opening up here, and I wanted to show you guys the website too. As you can see, the second you log on to the website, and I do have a link for this in the description, you can see your anonymity is important to us. No personal information is used. Unlike a lot of other websites, you actually have to create an account, put your information out there. None of that is needed here, just your seed. Then you can see when you generate a new wallet, log in, send or receive Bitcoin using BitAmp, everything happens locally in your browser. Your seed and private keys are never transmitted, as we know, and as you can see, otherwise your account cannot be recovered. So it is very important. You are your own bank. So do not lose a seed. Write it down, take a photo, print it out, put it in your safe, and leave it alone. Put it in 2 safes if you need to. Very simple to use. You can see you just click create new wallet. And just for, this sake, you would copy your seed and you would paste it right here. I'm not going to put money in here, so don't try to grab it. And then you click, I've written down my seed, you log in, and boom, it's going to bring you to this page in a second, bam. And you can see what exactly is offered. So freaking easy to use. Receive Bitcoin. That simple. You want to send your Bitcoin? Click this. Boom, you can send your Bitcoin. It even has the US dollar amount, so you can type in the amount you want to send. 150 converts it here. Priority Bitcoin, you can choose regular or slow depending on the transaction fee you would like to pay. Takes a little bit longer if you choose the slow route. Not many other places offer this. I know a lot of places choose the priority amount, so you do have to pay more in crypto. And then, very simple, click your receiving address. You can see, boom, very easy to use. And lastly, as you can see, which I like, it's hidden right now, you can't access it, but they do have an exchange in development. So if they do offer USDT or some other cryptocurrencies on there, it's definitely going to be something to stick around. So I'm really liking BitAmp, guys. Definitely make sure to check it out in the description down below. Sign up, use it, check it out. It does help support the channel. Otherwise, once again, huge shout out to BitAmp for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump into the rest of today's episode. Alright, so once again, huge shout out to our sponsor BitAmp, but to jump back into today's video really quickly, a short little update. Top 10 cryptocurrencies are actually fairly okay. We're fairly consolidating at the current moment. We're not really seeing any big movements to either direction. It's mainly just that consolidation period. But when we then show the, on my YouTube channel, as we just discussed previously, that's what is mentioned by the 10 days left, and the drop is almost here. We were referencing the bottom movement here, that we were hitting the resistance and there was a good chance we were going to see the consolidation. That is exactly what has happened. And now that we're done with the consolidation, I do believe after the drop that we had in Bitcoin falling all the way down to our bottom support, which is riddled with higher lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is now 5, there is a good chance we're going to start to reverse back up as the coin is starting to do so and head back up to the higher direction, retesting once again our resistance level. So I do think we are going to hit this resistance level and then inevitably complete and fill the gap and then probably fall lower. Once we do decide to break our uptrend and we do decide to close a candle below our higher low, so the goal would be anything above, I would say 87, unless we hit this again, would honestly call for a signal as to whether or not we decide to be breaking bearish, switching up our bullish 3-month, uptrend and reversing back down to maybe a 2 or 3 month reversal and downtrend, which could send us all the way down to potentially $8,300, somewhere in that zone, retesting that middle moving average, and who knows, maybe even falling lower, as I said in my prior videos, down to the $56 to $800 support level that Bitcoin does hold over its head. Now to move on to XRP, clearly this really needs to go without saying. There's an obvious sideways movement here. And if we just show you the 4-hour charts, you can see the same exact things happening. Obviously, as you guys know in all my videos, everything is one. All the coins play out together, especially XRP, the top 10 cryptos. They all play out together into one sort of sync currency. Now, if it's hard to read one, chart, look at 3 others and you'll get a better representation as to what's going to happen with the first one you looked at. So when you look at XRP, and yes, we've discussed that there's a good chance we'll see the consolidation, we'll see some support, we'll see some slight movement, maybe retesting the resistance up here on Bitcoin, then we're going to reverse downwards. There's a very high chance we're going to reverse downwards. XRP hitting its resistance, 4-hour, consolidation, this sideways movement, it is going to end, and it is going to end aggressive as it slows down and consolidates into, its, gap right here. This ends closer to the end of June, so this has a little less than a month, maybe like 3 weeks, but we could easily see another retest of the middle moving average. We could easily climb back up, retest the resistance, which is probably, as the consolidation is going ahead, we're going to hit this resistance, and then there's a good chance we're going to break bearish. Now this happens right at around June 5th. Bitcoin hits it right around June 5th to June 9th, anywhere in between that. So the dates are very close. Even this is like June 7th. So we're somewhere in between there, and it is fairly in line. And I do believe they're both going to break bearish, potentially falling for XRP down at 18 cents. But I'm ultimately bearish across the board. Not necessarily in the next, 5, 6, maybe even a week tops, but after that, long term, I do believe we are due for some correction and due for some, pull to the downside. So definitely make sure to pay attention to that. Now, I do want to give a huge shout out to everybody on my Patreon. We're literally about to hit 110 Patreons right now, which is blowing my mind. It is absolutely crazy that we managed to break through 100. Now we're at 110. But huge shout out to everybody supporting me over there. For those of you that don't know what Patreon is, for those of you who are new to the channel, Patreon is where I share all of my trades, my stop losses, leverage trades, my risk management, my shorts, market orders, everything relevant to my cryptocurrency trades are posted on my Patreon, as well as it is a massive group now of 110 people who are interested in cryptocurrency like you. So if you're interested in learning my trades, because it's very hard to keep up on YouTube, editing, uploading, working full-time, finding times to upload these, Patreon is much quicker for me to upload them. And as we know, cryptocurrency is time sensitive, so it's much easier to pump that information out when it is necessary. Otherwise, it's too late and you can mess up a trade. So definitely make sure to check that out. Link is in the description, as well as DueDEX. Link is in the description for DueDEX. DueDEX, I actually cashed out just a couple of days ago, but I do plan on putting some more money back in. It is extremely simple to do, and I am getting ready to short the market. Obviously, you guys should be liquidating whenever you get the chance to. When you feel comfortable, take your profit out. Don't invest anything you're not comfortable with losing. Don't invest your mortgage. Don't invest your rent. Don't invest your next car payment. It is dumb. Only invest what you have to play around with. Now, as you can clearly see on Bitcoin, we do have the uptrend on DueDEX, where we are slowly moving up and retesting the clear top resistance. But when I extend outwards, you can clearly see why it is a top resistance. This is now the third confirmation of a downtrend, and we have yet to break through here. Every time we do retest it, we break down in extreme volume. So that is exactly what is coming for this market right now. It's mainly just a waiting game as we slowly fill the gap and complete the uptrend, retest this resistance right here. And then there's a very good chance we'll probably break bearish and fall down lower. But ultimately, I cashed out because we are fairly high, I think, with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is very high up in its price. We've just completed 3 months of uptrend. Maybe if you wanted to not cash out down at 93, wait till we get closer to maybe $9,600 and cash out. I don't think it's much of a difference, so I cashed out now. Conservative trader, it's safer. There's a good chance we're going to see that reversal, and we're going to see some pretty low levels of Bitcoin soon. At least that's my opinion. So that's why I took out my money. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I mean, I know we didn't talk about Litecoin or Ethereum, but Litecoin does look like it's hitting a bit of a resistance. Be shocked if we broke through here. It's definitely a possibility because Bitcoin does allow it, or Bitcoin could just, head down lower now. It's definitely a possibility as Litecoin hits its resistance. Good chance it could, teeter-totter lower. Ethereum trading sideways, not much real movement in there besides the RSI slowly flatlining out and the MACD coming to potentially a bullish cross. We will see. But that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're at 15.6K, giveaway at 20K, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.